Halitosis. Halitosis is basically you having a very foul smelling mouth. You're wondering what is happening to me. I have a foul smelling mouth every time. And sometimes when you just do this, you smell is like, I, you can easily know actually if you have a very bad smell. And I don't know if you people know it, because there's somebody who can be smelling, who can have a smelly mouth, and they are busy talking to you. And when they're busy talking to you, wondering, does he or does she know that her mouth is smelly? Does she? Does he? Yes, even after brushing. There are people who, I don't want to say naturally have a smelly mouth. No. There are people who have messed up the bacteria concentration in the mouth. Remember, your mouth is full of bacteria. Actually, think after the gut, basically, the mouth is part of the gut. So that is your first layer of immunity, and it's rich in microorganisms, both the good and the bad ones. The bad ones can easily turn against you and cause you problems, even the good ones. As long as you provide an healthy environment for them through the saliva, they can actually turn toxic to you. Because these microorganisms are commensals. They just stay there, they eat what you bring in, they enjoy their moment there. But immediately you start giving them that environment to make acids, to eat the carbohydrates, and to ferment them to give you the acids, you start having dental problems. And the same bacteria will actually access your root of the tooth through that cavity and cause you more problems. So yes, they are there, they are enjoying the environment, but they can be very dangerous when stuff turn around. So you can imagine, huh? So this halitosis is not about you having dirty blood. Whoever told you that that is dirty blood, that is dirty blood, maybe he had a rough idea, but it's not about the dirty blood. It's about what you've been eating that is actually feeding your system with very unhealthy things. It's about the carbohydrate consumption that you're doing. You're eating all the time. Now, most of you eat carbohydrates all the time. Somebody's asking me about braces. Now, listen, braces are put there for a reason. Some of you put there for aesthetic value. That's a problem. Braces were designed to help you fix the formula. But most of you nowadays are putting them there for swag. You can do better. Anyway, so you eat all these carbohydrates that are basically called sugars, okay? And remember, when you lose milk teeth, you start growing the teeth, the canines to eat meat, you start growing the molars and the premolars to just basically digest fiber. So therefore, the body is telling you it's time for you to eat fiber, it's time for you to drop the simple sugars and the processed carbohydrates. It's time for you to drop the energy drinks, the sodas, and all that. Because these are the ones that are being converted so fast to lactic acid, and that lactic acid starts to yield or to leach or to demineralize your tooth, and then you start having the cavities and dental issues, and that cavity can actually produce a lot of smell when it's infected by bacteria. But some of you, you know, the tonsils, we have some tonsil holes here. You can trap foreign particles, food particles, and then they start to attract bacteria, and then they start becoming inflamed. They start having a lot of fermentation processes there that yield a lot of bad smell. So yes, go and talk to your doctor so that if there are tonsil stones, they are removed. Your dentist can actually remove that for you. Okay, but generally, diet is playing a very important role in oral hygiene. Now, so we've talked, that is halitosis, okay? And we'll talk about generally how to actually maneuver around these common dental problems. So halitosis is one. Number two is cavities, and already explained cavities. Cavities is basically a hole, in quotes, a hole that is being made in your tooth by these bacteria that are called the strep mutans. And of course, they feed on sugar and they produce the acids that actually leach out the tooth and they cause a hole in your tooth, and that is a cavity. Then we have the gum disease, sometimes called the periodontal disease. Sometimes it's called gingivitis, but gingivitis basically means inflammation of the gums. Sometimes they swell, sometimes they are very red and they are very painful. What is causing them to swell? Again, infections, cigarette smoking. Hey. And cigarette smokers are one of the most generous generations in this world has ever seen. I once told you a story. These guys will be smoking his cigarette, and then somebody touches their shoulder, and they puff their last smoke, and they give it to them. They don't even know who touched their shoulder. They just know this guy is asking me for the cigarette. You take your last puff, and you hand over. So they are very generous. But have you ever seen these guys? Their teeth are they are discolored, and then they have a very bad smell. Like if you're smoking cigarettes, you're actually killing your teeth slowly. Cigarettes play about 90% of They play a role in 90% of medical conditions. Why would you even be smoking? Why are you promoting that company? And that company has written a warning on the cigarette. Why are you doing this to yourself? Please don't. Stop. I had a persistent boil in my gums, but when I started salt water brushing, it is gone. Tremendous, tremendous. Most of you just overrate, you underrate salt. You underrate salt so badly, but one day you'll get to understand it. Anyway, let's continue. Another one is tooth sensitivity. I told you about sensitivity. One, you're hurting the nerves or the tooth from the root through sugar in blood, the diabetes. Most of you are pre-diabetic, but you don't know. Because when you go and take a blood sugar test, it's very misleading. It doesn't show you how much sugar is in the system. It only shows you how much sugar is in the blood. And that is a problem. So tooth sensitivity is basically destruction of the nerve. And what destroys nerves is a complication of sugars, diabetes. The one that kills your tooth from the root. Starts rotting the tooth from the root. And now whatever you just see up here, the cavity, is actually a symptom. You're just seeing the symptom. When that tooth is removed, oh my goodness, it was rotting from within and from without. And when I talk about sugars, I'm talking about carbohydrates. So just understand carbohydrates are classified into two. We have the simple carbohydrates and the complex carbohydrates. The complex ones are the rich in fibers. So those ones can be consumed because now you have the molars and the premolars that are supposed to digest fiber. And then now you set the entire fibers into the gut, and then the gut microorganisms can finally act on them and give you the B vitamins through fermentation processes. And in your mouth, when you're sleeping, of course, if you ate and you did not brush your teeth at night and then you went to sleep, guess what is happening in your mouth? There is a party. There is a party in your mouth. These microorganisms are partying on the food that you just presented in those teeth crevices. They are enjoying it. They feed on it and they produce the acids as you're sleeping. But you have good bacteria in your mouth. Therefore, you need to balance the ratio between good and bad bacteria. But that's not your job. Your job is to feed yourself with healthy foods, and the bacteria that are in your mouth, the good bacteria, will do the rest. They will destroy the bad bacteria because they are one of your layers of immunity. So they will work their way out. So during the night, we have this party in your mouth, and all these bacteria are doing their job. The good bacteria are actually giving you B vitamins. That's the reason why I tell you, in the morning when you wake up, before you even brush those teeth, just take a glass of water and drink so that you're taking the B vitamins that have been made in your mouth. After that, now you can take your salt, mix it with water, and then start brushing your teeth, and then rinse with clean water. Perfect oral hygiene. How much is salt and how much is your commercial toothpaste? Just compare that and then tell me healthy living is expensive. How much is your salt and how much is your commercial toothpaste? How much? And all these conditions that are actually being the dental health problems, halitosis, gingivitis, periodontal disease, and the gum disease, tooth sensitivity, all of them are coming from one thing, sugars. So therefore, just dropping the sugars, perfect oral hygiene. Halitosis disappears in the window, and now confidence comes back. Some of you have very fake friends. They will not even tell you if your mouth is stinking. They just want you to embarrass yourself. Some of your friends are actually scared of you because they know you have a smelly mouth, but they know if they tell you, yeah? If they tell you, you will bark the whole night. He told me I have a man. Hey. We are trying to help you, sir. We are not here trying to kill you. No, we are trying to tell you, please fix your diet. Fix your diet. You don't need to complain every time somebody tells you something. And by the way, don't expect too much from people. Don't. The more you expect things from people, the more you get hurt. But these are the diets for your healthy mouth. Now, you've heard people saying if you take acidic drinks like the lemon, like the sodas, you'll affect your mouth pH. That is true because when you expose your teeth to acidic environment, because the environment around the teeth is supposed to be near neutral. So when you expose those teeth to an acid, a pH of below 5.5. Remember when we were talking about the alkaline and acidic pH and the diets? Do you remember when we were talking about that and we said that when you get to a pH of 5.5, which is slightly acidic, that's where diseases start to establish themselves. Did you remember that? I hope you do. If you don't, you go and watch that live that we talked about alkaline diets. So this is what is happening. You want a neutral pH around your teeth. So when you lower that pH and it becomes acidic, you start leaching or demineralizing the teeth, and they become so weak and sensitive. Therefore, you need to protect those teeth by protecting the environment around the teeth, by protecting the quality of saliva, and also maintaining a healthy environment in your mouth. So therefore, if you're taking any acidic food or any acidic drinks like lemon juice, simply use a straw. Like apple cider vinegar, make sure you use a straw because, and actually, let me just tell you, when I tell you to use SCV, I always tell you to dilute it. So chances of you getting problems with the teeth is very minimal because again, saliva will be produced. If you're eating healthy, you'll produce saliva that will actually make sure that that SCV cannot hurt your teeth. That is one. Number two, when you dilute SCV, no effect on the teeth. And again, it's not like you take SCV every single day. No, you take it when you're fasting on an empty stomach. So yes, to protect yourself, you can use a straw. So if you're somebody who takes soda, this is your time to quit soda. Because this is the reason why it might look good on you right now, but 2 years from now, your dentist will eat your money. He will eat your money. He will not eat your money because you went for a checkup, because he's going to get rid of those teeth. But now, this is where my dentists fail me. Dentists and dental technologists, after extracting a child's tooth, they give them biscuits. You just console them. Oh, pole, 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 and they give them biscuits. They give them chocolate. They even have a fridge from that company, and they open it and give children soda. You give a baby soda when you've just extracted a tooth from his mouth or her mouth. Some of you even walk to the dentist and your child is carrying a bottle of soda. You're preparing this child for an extraction by giving them soda already. Yeah, somebody's asking me, so nataka mteja asirudi tena. Yes, when you give these children soda, of course the parent will be excited. Hey, my dentist is so good. Imagine he did this good extraction. It was not even painful. And then after that extraction, he gave my son soda. He gave my daughter chocolate. He's a very good dentist. His place is very clean, and he gives you soda, he gives you biscuits, he gives you chocolate. Imagine on a dentist, in a dentist consultation room, you're given chocolates. And on the wall in his office, you have these pictures that are actually pictures from these organizations that sponsor oral hygiene programs. These pictures from the companies that bring in and they tell this dentist, please push this product for me. Sukuma hii toothpaste. And now they use in their advertisements for this. You saw that the one that clear sensitivity, there's a dentist there. He's not a dentist. That's a marketer. There's a marketer there putting on a white coat and a stethoscope, and he's telling you this is the best product for your oral hygiene and for your dental and sensitivity, your dental health and sensitivity. And and of course, the quick cue, you run and think, oh, the dentist said that this is the best. Tomorrow you're there filling your basket with that product. So now they have charts in their offices that are sponsored by these companies. Actually, that product that actually kills sensitivity in quotes is actually coming from a pharmaceutical company. So they come with these charts drawn on very nicely, very nice pictures. They suppose, and you can easily see, even in their advertisements for these toothpaste brands, you will see babies, you see children and mothers. Why? Because those two are emotional beings. They are easily swayed. Women are easily swayed by advertising. That's why food companies, the soda company uses bright colors and children. That's why these programs are actually sponsored children programs, dental health programs, or tooth extraction programs in children. It's not about men. It's not about men. It's about children and ladies and women. And these are people who know that anything that is marketed on TV is good for them. Anything that talks about their smile and their reproductive health is good for them. So therefore, use them to make sure that you condition the entire masses. That's how it works. My kid doesn't drink any sugar, takes his uji or tea without sugar. No sweets, no biscuits, no soda. Yogurt is purely natural and he is used to that. Brushes his teeth with salt. So let me tell you, children learn by observation and imitation. Whatever the mother does or the father does, they will do it. If the father comes home drunk, the child will one day hold a bottle and they start walking and pretending they are drunk. Then we ask them, why are you doing that? They tell you, nafanya kama baba. I am drunk as my dad. Huh? Why are you shouting? I am shouting as just like my mother. My mother shouts, so I'm shouting because my mother shouts. You find a child, when you visit somebody, they are putting their legs on the table. They are doing exactly what their dad does in the home when he's watching TV. So they're just carrying you. And then you want to whip the child, yet you don't want to change your behavior because this child learned from you. Behavior trickles from the father to the mother to the children. So you cannot blame a child for taking ice cream. When you are a sugar addict, you are telling us you have this sweet tooth. So you're telling me in the consultation room you have a sweet tooth and you expect your child not to take sugar. How? So we were talking about the foods. One, we said acidic foods. So make sure you protect your teeth by using the straws. So this is for the apple cider vinegar or the citrus fruits, even though I warn you against fruits. And when I tell you to use the lemon, I tell you to use the lemon peel. We're talking about soda. For those of you who still take soda, it will be actually necessary for you to drop the soda. It's not necessary for you to drink soda. These are things that will leach calcium from your teeth. Please don't do that. Number two, for you to have proper oral hygiene, rehydrate all the time. And when I say rehydrate, I mean drink water plus salt. Don't just drink water because drinking water can actually dehydrate you. Because you'll go to the toilet and urinate clear urine. That is you flushing out sodium and you'll end up being dehydrated. Rehydrate with salt and water because drinking water will actually dehydrate you. And then when you use salt, you actually stimulate saliva. Have you ever realized when you just put salt on your tongue, saliva is coming out? That's what we need because we want that saliva in plenty. And the saliva is made up of water, so therefore we need water in plenty. Saliva is made up of electrolytes, so salt is very important in electrolyte balance. Saliva is made up of mucus, and mucus is 90% water. Therefore, water is very needed for saliva. And saliva cleans up your teeth, cleans up the bacteria. It has antimicrobials that actually kill bad bacteria in your mouth. So the quality of saliva actually matters. And saliva can access those crevices that you cannot access with a toothbrush. Okay? So protect that saliva with all you got. And then, of course, rinse your mouth every time you eat a meal. Don't give children cakes. Don't give your children bread, whether brown or white. Bread is bread. It doesn't matter. Don't give your children those commercial toothpaste to use them to brush their teeth. You're messing the immune system because, again, fluoride is actually an antibacterial. It kills the bacteria in the mouth. Now, those of you who use the mouthwash, there's this mouthwash that is very common that starts with the word L, the letter L. You know it? It has alcohol. Alcohol kills the good bacteria in your mouth. When you kill good bacteria in your mouth, yes, Koi, that's the one that I'm talking about. When you kill the good bacteria in your mouth, how do you expect you to be protected from the bad bacteria? You cannot. So as you use that mouthwash thinking that this is the best product in the market, it's very common, very well marketed, very well packaged. The bottle looks so pretty and so beautiful, and you just want to buy it and just go and gargle it. You're using alcohol in your mouth, and alcohol, as you drink alcohol, as you drink that mouthwash, as you gargle using that mouthwash, you're killing both the good and bad bacteria. You are actually causing an effect in the pH of saliva. You start leaching out your teeth. What do you expect? Your dentist is coming. The dentist is just warming up. Three things. We said one is brushing your teeth every after a meal. Number two, we said flossing is very important because it reaches places that a toothbrush cannot reach. Number three, we said the quality of saliva. And number four, we said go and visit your dentist at least 3 or 4 times a year. And dentists need to wake up. People have not appreciated these dentists. They're not being appreciated enough. We just think their work is just to extract teeth. But that is what is happening. Their role has just become extracting teeth. Just the same way pharmacists' role has become 2 times 3, 1 times 3. Window pharmacists, extraction dentists, CS medical practitioners. Nothing more. So you need to up your game as a dentist. Good. So now, what do you use for your as your toothpaste. Of course, number one on the list is salt. Dilute salt in water. Use that water. Make sure it's almost concentrated. You can use that water in your pour it in your mouth, gargle it, swish it in your mouth, use it to brush your teeth, then spit out, and then rinse with clean water and move. That is one. Number two, of course, any type of charcoal, whether activated or raw charcoal, use it. There are people who chew charcoal very well. It's a good one. Charcoal is actually a very good adsorbent. Adsorbent. When I say adsorbent, I mean it attaches things. So it can pull bacteria from your teeth crevices. It can actually help you clear the plaque from your teeth. Okay, it actually pull the bad bacteria from your mouth. Therefore, it starts cleaning up your mouth so you'll not have that foul smell. Do you know why charcoal is actually used in poisoning? Because it attaches to the poison and now it doesn't affect you as much. You don't absorb as much poison as you would have wanted to. So, one, salt. Two, charcoal, any type of charcoal. Three, bicarbonate soda, dilute it and use it. Number four, coconut oil. Now, coconut oil, you can do at least two days in a week of oil pulling. Simply take coconut oil, put it in your mouth, swish for about 5 minutes, throw it out. After you spit it out, rinse with clean water. Repeat that. My friends, pure therapy. And coconut oil is actually an underrated oil. It is very good for cooking because it's saturated. It is very good for your hair and your scalp, the dandruffs. It is very good for your skin and it's very good for your oral hygiene. So don't underrate coconut oil. Use it. Now to my final submission before I call it a night. One, stick to a regular oral hygiene routine. Brush your teeth every after a meal because brushing teeth helps you to remove the particles and the crevices from your teeth. That is one. So be consistent with that. And also, if you're trying to brush your teeth with just that miswa, no problem. It's still a good thing, okay? Yeah, as long as you get the particles off and then you can do the flossing. So one, stick to a regular technique and routine of oral hygiene. Number two, anything that has fluoride in it, drop it. Fluoride will not help you whiten your teeth. It will cause you fluorosis in future. It will actually destroy your teeth. It will actually accumulate in the liver and the brain. It will cause you all these health conditions. In the brain, it actually can cause calcification of the pineal gland, which is basically hardening, and you'll start losing sleep. Some of you lose sleep for no good reason. You're eating healthy, but you're still losing sleep or you're lacking sleep because of the fluoride. So therefore, avoid any fluoridated toothpaste. If you can, get the non-fluoridated toothpaste, well done. If you have any toothpaste that has sodium lauryl sulfate, run away from it. If you have another one that has PEG, PEG is actually a petroleum preservative, drop it. If you have one that has titanium dioxide is that substance that actually gives paint color. Run away from it. So if it's fluoridated, drop it. If it has PEG, drop it. If it has sodium lauryl sulfate, drop it. If it has titanium trioxide or dioxide, drop it. The number of ingredients in any product, the better. Salt does not have preservatives and those ingredients. It's just sodium and chloride. Coconut oil is coconut oil. Okay? Charcoal does not have a preservative. Hello? Think beyond your imagination.